So we're about to do the Doctor Doom Villains tour. Let's go see if they have a person that could take us on the tour. And I heard it's pretty cool, so let's go check it out.
Are you super into Marvel?
Yeah.
That's good. So welcome to Marvel Superhero Island. The story of the whole island is we are built from an asteroid crash. So we say an asteroid crash crashed over the Earth and crashed over here. I'll show you around here. There's actually a place where you can see where it impacted. So right in between all the yellow markers, we call them the big french fries. It is actually called Explosion Alley. That is where the meteor asteroid crashed in. All the superheroes and supervillains came out of it, and they built all the buildings based on the metals they found. All technology. All the pictures of the superheroes themselves were drawn by the same artist. His name is Adam. His signature is in every single picture. On
The shoe.
It's on his shoe. That's the most obvious one we use, but it's Adam if you read it up from the bottom. I know Kingpin is in his hand, I'm pretty sure, somewhere. I know Green Goblin is in the explosion next to the Hobgoblin is in the explosion. Some of them you cannot see. Doom's is from the top, you can only see it from the sky. So they say if you carry a drone over, which like when they fly drones, you can see it. But you can't actually see it from any during the day. All the buildings and paint and windows use a special what we call chromatic paint. It's about $1,000 a gallon to use. The purpose of it is change your colors depending on the sun angle. So as the sun rises over and it's brighter, it actually lightens up and reflects it, but then it gets bright and gloomy, so it kind of exacerbates the weather around. The main street, of course, is named Stanley Boulevard, named after Stanley himself. This is all our superhero street. Everything superhero based is on the main street. Our side street, its official name is Yancey Street. Yancey Street is named after Ben Grimm, the thing from the Fantastic Four. That was his childhood gang, was the Yancey Street gang. So we named it after that, but our unofficial name that we use is Doom Alley because we are the only ride. Doom is the only ride on the street. All of these signage is a reference to different superheroes. We have our Nelson and Murdoch, a reference to Daredevil's law firm, found in the show. They also have it directly across from Kingpin's arcade, who is his main villain. So they kind of like to have the signs kind of reference each other. They do our art. The only other villain reference besides our alley is inside the boutique next to Spider-Man. It's currently closed, but there is a Doombot in there. That's the only other villains. Everything else is superhero based. As we head down the alley, we, as a land, were built in 1999. Doom itself is the only ride that is all original in the land. We changed the harnesses, but the actual ride system has not been updated since 1999. Hulk was completely rebuilt. Spider-Man, they redid all the screens, they put the 3D effects in. And then Storm was the first ride added to the park. Robansky & Co. is apparently a reference to Doctor Strange. I don't know what it's a reference to, but they said it's something with Doctor Strange. I never found out what, because I've never read Doctor Strange comics, so that's what other people have told me. Blaze and Catch Mechanics is a reference to both versions of the Ghost Rider. So Johnny Blaze and Danny Catch, they ride flaming motorcycles, so we say it's a mechanic shop where they repair the motorcycles. Over here we have our, what we call our communicator. It is our Doom Net.
Patch in the Superhero Exchange number 2958.
This is where Dr. Doom intercepts transmissions from other superheroes, so we can figure out where they are and plan an attack.
The time for talking is over. No, you must not let your emotions get the better of you. You'll turn this into a bloodbath. It's about time!
So he always attacks them, all kinds of things. On the ground itself, we have our black markers. On this one, there is actually 4 different ones. They're each a member of the Fantastic Four. They were the first people that were sent on the ride. Dr. Doom spawned from off the top, and then they came and got it.
Yep.
So that one's the Human Torch. This one is the Invisible Girl. The Thing is right there, and then this is there and there's right there. This is our big elevator, right next door. The purpose of the elevator is if you press the button, it actually makes noises. It has a cable that spins. For theming wise, we say it goes to the dungeon. When you hit it, it doesn't always work because it takes a bit to start up. It's actually on a timer too, it goes every so often. The purpose of the elevator though, is it covers the pump for the water fountain. We like to theme everything. We used to have an armored car there, but they are currently repairing it. They've been painting it up because it got really rusty when we were closed, so they've been fixing that. This is our test seat that we test for the ride. When we first opened, the test seat used to be on the other side. The single rider stairs and the express stairs were actually built after the ride opened. They were added later and everybody went through one line. Then when they added the express many years later, they eventually added a different line for it. Height, we are the second tallest ride in the park for height requirement, 52 inches, because of the over-shoulder harness. It is not good for little kids because they have to sit up very far above it for it to work. Our front entrance of the ride, we have our two fans and the big purple. That is Dr. Doom's mask. So the fans represent his eyes, with the purple representing the metal around his face. Thematic-wise, we are the Latvian embassy. So Latveria is Dr. Doom's country which he rules. He is its ruler, self-appointed leader. Because he rules it, it gives him full diplomatic immunity. So he cannot be charged for his supervillain actions at any time. He does not like superheroes in Latveria at all. And he likes to invite supervillains in to give them safe haven. So if they're on the run, he'll invite them in and they're protected. There are two more villain references on this side. There, of course, is Osborn Industries, a reference to Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin. And then there are also two busts of Venom on the bottom corner. Those are actually funny, the only references to Venom, because there is no reference to Venom on the actual Spider-Man. As we head into the queue, you'll hear a lot of audio talking about how you give up your rights. You are now under Latvian territory, so anything you do can be charged and sanctioned.
You will initiate now.
This is our sign with our logo. We have a dragon as Latvia's official animal, and then we are the embassy. As a guest, you enter as a visitor to us. We want to make you feel welcome. But as you go through the line, you really learn that you're just a pawn in Dr. Doom's big plan. These are our Doombots. They talk, they give you safety information, but also inform you that you're really here to serve Dr. Doom. Your purpose is to be a living pawn. He is going to take you on the ride to suck out your fear, and he's using it to power his brand new weapon, the Transformer Fusion Dynamo, that he's going to use to defeat the Fantastic Four. By defeating it, he plans to take over the world and have no enemies. On the wall, we have our Doombot Code of Ethics. This is saying that all Doombots must follow Dr. Doom. Like it's true. They will always follow their master under anything. Any Doombot that is found not to follow him is immediately destroyed and eliminated. The Doombot's purpose is to protect Dr. Doom. So if he's in danger at any time, they will substitute themselves in for him, so that way he is always protected. And then our slogan, what we follow. All hail Dr. Doom. That is our favorite phrase, because he is our leader, we support him. We are his minions, we are loyal to him. Dr. Doom himself is a master of science. All scientific fields, robotics, engineering, chemistry. He was a classmate of Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four when they were younger, became very jealous of Reed Richards' success, and then eventually turned very evil and his mind became kind of twisted. He self-studies the mystic arts and actually has powers similar to Doctor Strange. It can even time travel. Our next room in the queue is called the Fearfall room, named for our namesake, the Fear Funnel. Purpose of it, this is the fear we collected from the ride. So it is stored in this container, it's sucked up and down, and we collect the fear and store it to power the weapon. The more fear we collect, the more weapon will be stored in it. Like this was broken for a long time during COVID. When we turned it back on, when we opened, there was a leak in it, and it took them about a year to fix it. It used to just spin. This is the first time they fixed it, the water goes up and down. In the background, there is audio from our radio station, K-Doom Radio. It is Latveria's public service network, and the only radio station of Latveria. They do a lot of PSAs showing your support for Dr. Doom. Again, whether you support Dr. Doom or else you'll be tried and be taken to the fence. On the wall, we have our canisters. That's where we store our excess fear. Thank you, sir. After all crystal, we store it there until he needs to use it to power his weapon. Our next room is simply called the black light room. It is the only room with black light in it. It has no theming in it. We just use it. If the line gets to this point, we are at about a 35-minute wait from this point. Then we have our main room, which is called the gallery. Gallery itself, we have two Zoombats up top. Those are Zoombats that are freshly assembled. So they were just put out of the production line, they are not even activated yet. So they stand up there, they don't do anything, but they're ready to be charged if you need them. And we have our main video. This is our safety video. It has multiple segments. This point is the point where Dr. Doom is talking about his plan, how he's going to use his weapon. There is a point about Latveria, a safety information, part 2 with a mascot named Leopold, and then there's also one about the Fearfall device and its inventor, Dr. Hyde Redley. If this safety video goes out for any reason, we have to close the ride. We cannot run without the safety video. It is not a digital screen. It is done by a projector from above. So sometimes the projector goes out. Sometimes we lose building audio and it also goes out. This is our gallery pit. We spray fog out of it. People drop phones down there all the time. It is very wet. We do not like going down there. Theming for right itself, the way Universal has it, we have Marvel rights in the points east of the Mississippi River. We have them, we do have to renew the contract, but we have them for perpetuity until we stop renewing it. Originally, we weren't going to use Marvel. It was supposed to be DC Comics and Batman. We lost the rights while they were planning, because Six Flags beat it to it, so then we want Marvel instead. We can only use the 90s comic book versions. Those are the only characters we have rights to. We can also only use the characters we currently have. We cannot add any more. Disney can use any characters that we currently do not use in any restaurant or ride. Same with merchandise, we have to individually license characters for merchandise, which is why we do not sell Dr. Doom merchandise. We don't have the rights for them. We only have the rights for Spider-Man characters, Captain America, and Loki. Hulk and Hulk. They don't sell, we do have Hulk, but again, we can't use the movie Hulk. We can only use the comic book Hulk. I think we also have Thor, but it's like the weird.
Like Captain America, no?
We do have Captain America. We don't have Iron Man. But yeah, I don't know why we have Loki. It's weird.
Every one of us has a part to play in Dr. Doom's great plan. An important part.
The theming of Islands of Adventure itself is we are based off different types of literature. So we will comic books, We had Toon Lagoon, which was comics. We had Jurassic Park, which was books. Which was comics. Jurassic Park, which was books. Lost Continent, which was told stories like this. Excuse me. Which were myths and legends, and then children's books and Dr. Seuss. Then we opened Harry Potter, still based on books. Then we opened King Kong, which ruined the theming because King Kong is not based off the books, it's based off the movies. They haven't really pushed the idea of books now since then because it's not themed correctly. I don't know why they didn't put Kong in the other part, but that's it. This is where our group of areas, this is our hardest position to load because we can't see all the areas we load. Each tower has 4 groups. We call them quads because they sequence to 4. This is East Tower and West Tower. The rides are exactly the same. Both towers are 199 feet tall, and they launch 185 feet in the air. They launch at 40 miles an hour, and they have 3 G's of G-forces on its launch. Ride itself is 90 seconds, one of the shortest in the park. That is including from when it lifts up to weigh the ride until it comes all the way back down. So the actual ride length in the middle is only like 30 seconds. We are a launch tower built by S&S. So we use fully compressed air to launch the ride. So every ride cycle, we have to weigh the vehicle to make sure how much air it needs. If it would put too much air in it, it will trigger an error because it's going to overshoot off the top of the tower. So it always has to make sure the correct amount of air is used. One thing we always use at Cooper, we have little lights here that actually tells us if the tower stops currently. So if the tower ever stops, they like let us know. Do you want to ride?
Sure.
Sure. I will. Right this way. It is one of the shortest rides in the park. We have a lot of fans that love the ride. A lot of people that don't like it because it's so short, but we have a lot of people that like go on the ride. I know our record, we had someone the other month went on the ride 167 times in one day. So she was trying to get the record. We gave her a little certificate when she was done, so it was a real thing. This, the end of our tour, this is what we call the Dune Throne. It was given to the park by Stanley's wife. It was from their house. I don't know exactly when it was given to the park, but I know they used to use it like for special events, and then she eventually donated it.
And I know they had a tribute for Stan Lee here when he died.
Yes, they did. We had a little certificate in it. We have a picture of it we took. Just gotta find out what key it is. It's one of these. I think it's this one. That's not that one. Eventually one of them will work. That one's this. And then turn. Not that hard. Not that hard. Not that hard. That hard. Alright, so I'm gonna open it this way. We always use it as a Dune Throne. Would you like a picture in it? The exit of the ride itself is in Kingpin's arcade. So this is where Kingpin does his, what we say, legal business. While underground, he would do his illegal actions while he's really the mob boss. It is a supervillain hideout. We have all pictures of obscure supervillains up there. Next door is the Fantastic Four Cafe. And that is the hideout for the Fantastic Four. It is connected. There is actually the hole where it's connected is blown out with a fire light because the Human Torch came in here and chased all the supervillains away. Doom. There's also 2 flags for Latveria up above them. So we have Dr. Doom up on the right. There's 2 flags for Dr. Doom. This is our Latvian flag. And right here, we have our whole torch mark. This is where the human torch came through and burned it and taped all the villains on. And that's it. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Have a great
thank
day.
you for the tour. It was
You're
amazing.
welcome. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you. You too. So we just got done with the tour. That was amazing. Really good information. Not only did he talk about Dr. Doom as an individual ride, but he talked about Marvel as a whole area. He talked a little bit about the backstory of Islands of Adventure, about how DC was supposed to be in the park before Marvel, some cool hidden Easter eggs. It was just amazing. Definitely check him out. Big shout out to Trevor for giving us that tour. It's completely free. Just ask him. They might not run it some days because the parks may be busy. They might not have enough employees, but it was awesome. We got to sit in the throne at the end, and we also got to ride without having to wait in line. So all pluses, nothing wrong with that.